We are live, and my name is Hannah. I am your host today. I am a leadership and executive health coach. I have a passion for everything health. I love doing different. I love exploring ideas that challenge the status quo, and especially around women, because I believe this is a time, this is the era where we need to start doing things differently as women. We need to rewrite the rules of how we do things, the rules of leadership, the rules of how we do business, the rules of how we raise our kids, and how we show up in the world to make a difference. Because if you look back, at our parents, at our grandparents, women behind the scenes, they were in the back burner. They had so much that they could give to the world. So this is our time, to actually step up, show up, come to the table and do that. And also, if there is no table, no one is inviting you to that table, it's time to create your own, sit on it, invite others on it. And today we have a special guest here in the studio. Is a special woman. Her name is Boitumelo Molefane. On social media, she is known as Boca Molf. And Boca is professionally, she's a strategic planner, but she is an author, a poet, and a motivational speaker. She holds a BA in social sciences with double major in economics and population studies. She currently works for the office of district commissioner as a district office development. But this is not why she's here. That's work. Today, she's not hearing that work yet. Today, she is just who she is, Boca. And that's what we are going to learn. Who is this Boca? And what lights her up? Boca is a goal-oriented, passionate person who believes in creating positive transformation in the lives of those around her. And in everything that she does, she aims to spread a message of hope, which is what she brings through her story. She is the author of a book called I Shall Rise, which is a story of her healing, and rising back to who she is. She's also a poet, and she has published, a CD entitled Footsteps in the Desert. We'll get to know more about that during the interview. And she is the founder of the I Shall Rise project, a project or a movement. And she's a mother of three boys, aged 10, 6, and 1. And why is Boca here in the studio today? Maybe you are curious. Maybe you know her from work. Here we call them Molaudi. Can I give it to some Molaudi? Office of the district commissioner. But today, that's not why she is here. We want to glean something from her. We want to gain insight from her because she has an interesting life. Boca married very early in her youthful life and divorced very early. I'm using her words. I heard her once in an interview saying that she married very early in her youthful years. It's very early. And this is something that went against our societal expectations, And all she fought for in the midst of all this chaos that she found herself in was to really find her identity in a culture, in society that wants everyone to fit and that sees, marriage as something that is not good. So she embarked in a journey, of healing and finding herself, reconnecting to her, her authentic self again. And that helped her find her voice. And through that, it birthed her purpose of mentoring and motivating people through the spoken and written word. So today, she is going to really take us behind the scenes of, of her journey, of moving from where she was to where she is now, and what she did to cope and to actually find the courage to rise up again, and be that Boca that she knew she was. So game changers, viewers there back at home, help me to welcome Boca Molf here in the studio. Boca, welcome. How are you this morning?
I'm good, Coach. How are you?
I'm good. And where are you joining us from, Boca?
Right now I'm in Molepulle at my mother's house.
Okay,
I
thank you.
just arrived to check on her
Okay,
from
thank you very much.
Mabudzani.
Yes, that's
Yes.
good. And I am glad we are able to connect with Boca today because this was scheduled for yesterday. Normally we do this, the shift live interviews on Friday, at 10 a.m. So it was scheduled for yesterday, but due to technology challenges, because she was in Mabudzani, I think we couldn't really connect very well. So we had to cancel and postpone this session to today. So I'm glad that we are now able to connect today. So, Boka, can you just take a few minutes and greet the audience before I kickstart this interview?
Hi, game changers. I'm glad to be here with you today.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very
Yes.
much. Okay. You have an interesting story, Boka, and I'm gonna help you share that story with the world, and maybe someone will glean and learn something from that. So I think I met you for the first time in 2016. So
Yes.
where were you in your life? Where were you in your life, and what was going on that actually prompted you to start looking at our services?
Thank you, Coach, for the question. Yes, we met in 2016. And by the time I met you, well, I would explain it in my own ways to say I was a shattered body in a spirit sendency, trying to strive to find life. Like you mentioned, I just came from my divorce, which was finalized in 2015. So after divorce, I felt I lost everything. I lost myself, and all that I wanted was to find myself and create myself anew. So I met you because your our interaction was really giving me what my soul was yearning for, which was to create myself anew, to build myself afresh. And yeah, that was it.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. And where did you start the search? Were you really looking? Were you really looking for a coach or looking for help? Where did you start the search, and how did you get to come into contact with our organization?
Okay. Um, I did not have a particular way of how to find help. So it started with me going to church because it's our tradition that, church gives us hope. So I went to church, a particular church where I met Snow Mabuto, who's one of your mentees. So in our interactions, Snow is a very energetic lady. That's what attracted me to her. She has that smile, that would heal you. So she attracted me, and in my interaction with Snow, I shared a little bit of my life. And every time I spoke to Snow, Snow would say, Hannah this, Hannah that. And I really wanted to see who this Hannah is. So I started following you on Facebook, and Snow also encouraged me to say, if you can meet Hannah, you'll be able to find your steps up. So that's how I really started with you.
Wow. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Snow has that contagious smile. Actually.
Yes.
And Snow is one of my first mentees. I actually call her my protege because that's the person that I started really mentoring before I even certified as a coach. I could
Mm-hmm.
see in her, and I started, mentoring her and supporting her, encouraging her to go for her dreams. Okay, thank you very much for that. And
Um,
okay, so you followed, and when did you decide that it's time to take a step? So many people follow. We follow our role models. We follow people that will inspire us. We follow people who are hosting programs. But it's not every day that we take a step and say, I want to make a commitment, I want to make an investment and really take this to the next level. When did that happen for you? What was the first step that you took?
I made a decision after attending one of your vision board workshops, which was in
So,
Maung.
so it means that was the first step, was going
Yes,
to vision board. It was a paid one, right?
it was a page one of it.
Okay. All right. Okay, yes, continue.
Okay, so I just, with me it was instant, like I mentioned earlier. I had a burning desire to look for healing. So Snow invited me. I could see life in Snow, so I couldn't wait to take a step to find my own happiness as well. So immediately I found that you were going to have a vision board. I instantly joined that. I subscribed to go and attend that vision board. And the feeling, the first impression I got from that vision board, hooked me up to say, this is what I've been looking for. So I don't know if I should go ahead and explain what really hooked me up in that vision board.
Okay, yeah, maybe you can just share your highlight from that vision board and what came out of it.
Yes. In that vision board, the one of the highlights that hooked me up was the meditation part. For a very long time, or for the whole of my life, I never did meditation. So just the exercise of sitting relaxed, breathing in and out, that I felt connection with my inner self. I could feel the relief. I got rest. So that confirmed, oh, I'm in the right place. So that was one, the meditation part. Then two, the exercise of the vision board itself. We were given different tools, magazines, scissors, markers. What it was like Merleko kindergarten. And that exercise, hela for kata, pasting, I reconnected with my youthful self. I could feel myself, oh, the little Boca is still living. So, yeah, those are the two highlights of the vision board that said, you know what, you need to stick with this for life. Yeah.
Wow, that's good. So that was yeah, it is very interesting because I think in one of the interviews where I heard you saying was that at that time what you needed was just that calmness and
Yes.
peace. You're not looking at doing anything that is big. So that's what you got out of it. But
Yes.
I think then you took another step. I think you came to another one. Yeah,
Yes.
you came to another one in 2017. And what
Yes.
brought you back and what came out of that? Because for you, it was not even about achieving dreams like people who want to achieve. For you, it was, I
Mm-hmm.
think the hook was there, but you were still trying to find yourself. You're still trying to really fine tune your identity, because you know how we describe ourselves with things, with our jobs,
Mm-hmm.
with
Mm-hmm.
our marriage, with our material things. And when these go away, we kind of we kind of get thrown away. We don't thrown around. We don't even know what to cling to anymore. So there's no title
Mm-hmm.
with the marriage, and all of a sudden you define yourself. You know. So
Yes.
so you came back to the second vision board workshop. What brought you to that, and what were you looking for now at that other one?
Okay. When I did the first vision board, I did it, I would say I was unconscious because I just did unaware. But from there, I realized that a lot of things that I put on that vision board, they led me into starting my purpose. I achieved them because one of the things that I put on that was, I wanted to write because I realized that writing was something that spoke better to me. And by 2017, I published my first book after putting it in the vision board. So I was able to publish the first book, and it was quick. I did that in the shortest time ever. So when I realized that, oh, this vision board has helped me to direct my steps or my dreams, which I didn't know. I didn't know my purpose. So it helped me to redirect and make me aware of my purpose. So for me to go to the next vision board, I wanted now to expand because I didn't have the technical know-how of making this purposeful thing to work. So I wanted to go and expand it because I realized, just a vision board is powerful so that it can help you to direct your plans and enable you to reach to your destiny. So I wanted to expand into my purpose.
All right. Thank you for that. So let me take you back into the I Shall Rise book. The book that she published called I Shall Rise. So what was your goals for writing that book? I want to ask for you, when you were writing it, what came up for you? Then the next thing I'll ask you, what did you want us, the readers, to get from it? But what was the purpose of writing that book?
The whole purpose of writing that book was finding my healing. Because in that book, the confessions, the, a cry for help, the ultimate goal was finding my healing. I was speaking to my inner man so that I can heal. Yes.
Wow. Okay. So really that book, you were just that was your healing tool, because it gave you to kind of vent out, to kind of really face everything that you have gone through, with no shame, no judgment, because you took it out to the world. I read some of the scenes in it were very, very and if you have not read that book and you are going through a rough time right now, you think you are in your lowest, I want you to go and get a copy of I Shall Rise and get to really see how someone can go really deep, go really down, go really low, but then intentionally rise back, find themselves and rise, because she was very vulnerable. So that's why I wanted to know what you hope to get out of it. So for you, it was healing. But then what about for us, the readers? What did you want us to get? Because eventually you were doing it for your own healing, but you realized that you were ready to share it with the world. So what was the intention for sharing it with us?
Okay. For me to share it with the world, I had two people in picture. The first person that I have was that person who is on the edge of giving up because of whatever situation that they're going through. So I became vulnerable in that book so that I can say to that person, you are not alone. I've been there. If I have risen, you too can. So it's a motivation to that person who is going through rough time. The second person that I wanted to read this book is just a person who is just starting life to say, you know what? Know yourself before you can get into anything else. I wanted them to learn from my mistakes and skip that chapter in their life if it's possible. So, yeah.
Wow. I love that. I love that. So from what you are saying, your book was addressed to two different types of people. Someone who, where you were back then, they may not be going through a divorce or through an abusive relationship, but through a challenge in their life that has really kind of shattered them, and you wanted to give. And the second one was for someone who was starting out in life, maybe a person just finished from university, high school, starting a life, that you know what, find yourself, get to know yourself, get to know who you are, what you life, before you make a commitment in a relationship, in a marriage relationship. So profound. The second one is so profound. I love it. I can resonate. I keep on saying that the best gift you can give to your child is to really help them get to know themselves before they commit into other, relationships. So that was good. Okay. And Yes. So okay, so that's what came out of that vision board. And I know you didn't stop there. You invested. You joined Ignite Your Spark, and
Yes.
it was a 6 months coaching program. And what kept you on wanting to take the next step and move on? What were the highlights of the Ignite Your Spark program for you?
Yo, that's one coach. Because now I had my purpose, but I realized that problems never stopped. So with Ignite or Spark, when I looked at the course outline, I realized that it was more of a practical thing. Because from my previous life, I had developed, defense mechanism. I will say that I had a very serious weakness at defense mechanism, whereby I used aggression. So this aggression was not working for my purpose. And with Ignite or Spark, I wanted to go further and work on myself. So I went through Ignite or Spark, which was more challenging because it was an applied course. Whatever that you wrote, you have to practice it. And coach you are one person who is frank, and you would know if a person is trying to disguise something or hide something. So it forced me to confront my skeletons, which was more painful. And even up to now, I still refer to that cause my exercises whenever I hit the bottom line. So yeah, Ignite or Spark was one of my favorites. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, you talked about that defense mechanism, and I think you have also shared. I think in one interview that you did know, I think you spoke at International Women's Day in 2018, and you spoke about how you had kind of given away your power, and that's why you felt
Yeah.
you were abused in that relationship.
Yeah. Yeah.
So were you able to regain back your power? What happened that made you realize that that's what was going on?
Okay. One of the principles that I learned in our interaction was defining boundaries and emotional intelligence. Because, like you said, I have been vulnerable, or I was vulnerable for a very long time. So I kind of gave up, and I felt sorry. I couldn't keep relationships, whatever, at work or wherever, because I didn't have boundaries. So I would just allow people to interfere with me, and then when I got offended, aggressive. So these two principles, they really helped me to live with people, define my principles clearly. And after one incident, at one particular point, while I was still with you, because I haven't stayed with my kids ever since divorce, so I couldn't see them, whatever. So one day I stopped paying maintenance, and law is law. I tasted the life behind the bars for 24 hours. So it was painful. And when I confronted you about this, you referred me to Lawrence, your husband. And when I met Lawrence made me to confront reality. Reality that, girl, this is life, and these are your kids. And you have the right in these kids. So stop making the other person to make the world see what you are that person, because how can you to stand for your rights? So that incident made me to take a step back, and then I went back to the lessons that you have taught me, and I regained my power to say, you know what, I'm going to live my life, and I need to live my life and get all that belongs to me. And right now, for the whole of lockdown, in a very long time, after 3 years, I was with my kids. But it was no excuse. I need my kids. I need to stay with my kids. And it was surprising that when I applied my power, calmly, things fell in place. I would say
Wow.
it's a miracle of the inner power.
Wow.
So I'm with my kids right now, and we cooperate well with the father because I made an intention that we are not going to fight. We are going to raise these kids together. Past life aside. So, yeah, I gained my power.
Let me stop you there. I'm glad you brought that issue up, with the kids and the maintenance, and you going to police apprehending you for not paying maintenance. So
Yes.
can you us back? Why were you not living with your kids at that time and paying maintenance? I think it's interesting. People who are listening hearing that a woman is paying maintenance. Normally it's the other way around. Normally it's the man paying the maintenance, but here we are. We had a degree holder, a graduate who was now the one paying maintenance. Can you take us behind the scenes of what really happened? What brought you to that point of being the one paying the maintenance this time around?
Yeah. The oppression, which I would say it had the element of self-oppression as well, because I was oppressed in that relationship, and I was threatened to say, if you take the kids, your life is in danger. So I gave up. Like I told you, I always gave my power away. So I gave away kids in fear of my life. So that's how it came about for me to live without my kids.
So
And
you just
walked
out of the relationship, out of the marriage, and left the kids with their father.
Yes.
Oh. And but now, how did you end up now paying maintenance, paying it even in court?
I wasn't paying it in court. We made an agreement before court that since he's with the kids, I have to pay him maintenance. So, and I was entitled to visitation rights. So when he denied me access to the kids, I stopped maintenance for a period of time. So that's how it came about. And then when he reported my that I defaulted, he added a lot more things in that. And I said, hey, this guy, he went away with a lot of things, and I'm not paying that because that I have done. And then the police said, now he's going to court. Okay, get a. And I didn't have a lawyer. The reason why I ended up being under custody is because I was overwhelmed. And when I appeared at court, I didn't hear the next mentioned date clearly. So I missed the court date. So the kilo under arrest. That's how I went to cell. Yes.
Yeah, I think I'm laughing now. I know that time in 2017 it was not a laughing moment.
Yes.
Because when it happened, I was in Orlando, Florida, attending the John Maxwell life certification, and I got your message. So we had to schedule a virtual call, and I know you were very fragile. You had just come out and you were breaking out. So because I was, the thing I could do was to recommend you, talk to my husband and say, can you please help Boca through a rough time? So that's how I ended up recommending Lawrence and asking him to step up and help. Wow,
Yes.
you've seen it all, and
yeah, I've been through it.
Being behind the bars, being detained because you have missed. And I think that to the character that you meant, where your defense mechanism was aggression, you were aggressive. So instead of responding, you reacted, and that reaction is what led you to that. Okay. And now I hear you saying that you were able to take your kids. So how was the process? How did you go about to eventually being able to get the kids back? I think you are still sharing them. I'm not sure if you have full custody or you are still sharing them. What transpired in between there?
I had to overcome fear because I feared him, and I'll just give it away. So when I met Lawrence, he explored all the possibilities of legal ways and the reality, because it's a lot of money. So I had to pull back, look for money, And by that time, I relocated to Mabuzani, which is closer to Gaborone. So I made sure for it. When I got money, I approached a lawyer who's closer to Lobatse so that I can cut the cost. And I gave him a full story without fear. Because one of my fears was like, if the lawyers approach him, what's it that he might do? So I was just in a corner. So I overcame that fear and I started applying for custody, which is in process. And while in process, he was instructed that he has to obey the visitation rights. So ever since then, I don't struggle to get the kids. We cooperate well. As and when I have to take kids, I take them, and I even take them more than the stipulated times because now he can see that I'm not bending. Yes.
Wow. Yeah. One of the things that you once talked about. I googled you. I know you, but I did my own research to dig deeper than what I already know. Is that you actually found your voice. So when you chose to rise beyond all those challenges that you were actually going through, you found your voice. So you did not just write, you also realized that you are a poet. And
yes,
this is one of your of the poems that you published. It's Steps in the Desert. And how did this one come out? How did you really find that you have this this gift of sharing the spoken word? And what was your goal for publishing Footsteps in the Desert?
Okay. I would say that is more or less with I Shall Rise in the book because by the time I wrote this book, I didn't have friends. I just had associates like the little family that I made with your community. And most of the time when I was home, I was alone. So I would find myself even, affirming certain words to myself that I wanted to hear. And, we are used to being affirmed by the community. And for the time I went through the lifetime, I realized that what they spoke to me was totally contrary to my inner man. So I spoke to myself and I would even record the words as I speak them to myself. And, they uplifted me. And as they uplifted me, I said the same, like I said with the book, to say, okay, why can't I just record this? Maybe it can help the other person. So I was addressing another audience through spoken words to motivate them. Yes.
Wow. So for you, it was like affirmations. You wanted to hear yourself. You were tired of hearing what other people were saying and telling you. You wanted to hear yourself. And if hear Footsteps in the Desert, the first track is Hello World, It's Me.
Yes.
Hello World, It's Me.
It's me. Yes.
Molefane. And what was really going on here with Hello World, It's Me? What did you want to express? What did you want to take out and inscribe, into your heart, into your mind?
Here, when you divorce in our society, you are trash. So to most of my friends, family, and colleagues, I was trash. But inside of me, I could see that.
Boca, were you trash, or you thought they saw you as trash?
I thought, and they said, I thought. both it goes both ways.
Okay.
Because some people were saying it to me to say, why would you divorce, blah blah, that's not good, and other friends pulled back because they I thought they pulled out because they thought ke tla ba thibela malapa. When you grew up with people and all of a sudden you divorce, they try to pull back. Yeah, it made me feel like I'm trash to them. So yeah, hello world, it's me. I was trying to say you might see me like that, but the person standing right here, it's a butterfly that has grown up. It's a caterpillar that has grown up to be a butterfly. So I was saying it was a process that was enabling me to find my purpose. I'm not my problems, but the person that I am is this author, is this poet, is this mentor. I'm not my problems.
Wow.
That's what I was saying. Yes.
That is so powerful. I think it's powerful because most of the time when we are going through difficulties, when we have challenges, when we fail, we kind of associate ourselves with the failure, with the challenge. We are not able to detach, and realize that we are still who we are. But we are going through challenges. It's not about what we have gone through. It's about how we respond to what we have actually gone through. Yeah, that was, hello is the world. And I want to talk to number 7. I don't see what they see. I don't see what they see.
Yeah. I don't see what they see. And what I see, they'll never see. Correct. I was talking to the people who haven't found change. Those people, they see irrelevant things. And until I met your community coach, that's when I realized, those people, when they will never see what we see. Because now we see possibilities in impossible things.
Wow.
So that's what it was expressing. How if you are outside change, you will never see what I see.
Wow.
In simple terms, best of same feathers.
Okay. Which is really in tandem with the shift and how I came up with the shift brand, which is more about becoming aware of your worth, becoming aware of the possibilities, and knowing that with the awareness, you are open to possibilities that you can actually tap into, and that is going to require different. It's going to require to own your uniqueness and to do things differently, and you're going to be able to see things that other people are not seeing. So this is why number 7, that I don't see what they see. So that's about someone who has shifted, the game changer. That's what you are able to see. Okay. Let me take you back. Then we are just gonna want to move towards closing this. You said after you did the 2 vision board workshops, you had awareness, you took traction, you started doing something, but you didn't know the no part to do it. And Ignite Your Spark helped you to really find your purpose and move on. So I think that led you to the I Shall Rise movement and the mentorship. Can you just briefly take us into that? What really transpired there?
With the Ignite or Spark or the mentorship?
No, because you say initially you didn't know the know-how or what next steps to actually take. And to refine that purpose that you find. But with Ignite Your Spark, we're able to do that. So that's what I want you to take us through that, I Shall Rise project and the mentorship. What is it all about, and what do you hope to get out of it?
Okay. The I Shall Rise movement is a platform of hope, like I said, and it has various aspects on it, like books and poems, and it also have the student mentorship part, which aims to take kids on board at a tender age, especially a boy child. Yes. So the Ignite or Spark helped me to bring this together and to apply the reality. I'll still repeat to say to apply the reality, because when I found myself, I get too excited and I really wanted to quit job there and there, because like you said in track number 7, those people, they don't see what I see. So I wanted to associate with my purpose more than my job. And I wanted to pitch instantly. And I remember one of the exercises that I did, it wanted me to explain my exit plan, and I didn't have it. So Ignite Spark helped me to plan my exit in a rightful manner. So yeah, that's what I'm still working on, and it's really helping because coach, you expose us to reality. So like I don't create another problem for myself while I try to pursue my purpose. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's very interesting how when people start having this newfound awareness and the courage and the confidence to run with it, they think it's time and they want to throw everything and run with
Yeah.
it. Normally, what I do with my clients is I just say, do you have an exit plan? Show me your exit plan. And the reason why I require an exit plan is that when I quit my job very early. I only worked for 5 years. And within that 5 years, 2 years, I was studying for my MBA. So I literally just worked for 3 years and I quit because I discovered that I didn't want to become an academic. And at that time, I had the pressure to go and do my PhD. So I couldn't really start thinking about the exit plan. So actually, the language, the vocabulary didn't exist in my life of the exit plan. I knew I didn't want that, and I spoke. My husband agreed, and I jumped ship. And it was a whole long process, that I learned from it. But because one, I was young. I think when I quit, I think I was 29. I was young. I didn't have any major responsibilities. I was married. My husband was taking care of everything. I had one by then, Boitumelo. Actually, I think he was 1 year old when I quit. So I didn't have a lot of things to take care of, but I could still see that I had to let go of things that I did, that I had. And it was not easy. It was a struggle. Outside, when looking at me, I was driving a car, living in a good well, but emotionally, that detachment of having, a salary, and then all of a sudden you don't have a salary, you don't have any income, that was huge. So I never want to see my clients going through that. I think I would have failed them. I would be irresponsible as a coach to allow them to do that because I know it's not good, it's painful. So that's what I wanted. Okay, so the project, the Ashal Rice project, just to summarize it for someone who's really interested, would be interested in looking at this. Most of the time people are saying, you are always talking about the girl child, the girl child. So here is someone, Boca, who is really more focused into the boy child. I think it's obvious all her kids are boys. She has 3 boys. So she's
Yeah.
that bias towards that. But all she knows is raising boys. So Boka's focus is on really mentoring, but more on mentoring the boy child. And so far, apart from the book, so she has the book I Shall Rise. She has the collection of the poems. One is published, which is Footsteps in the Desert, and she has quite a number that are not published. That I'm gonna push her to publish them. And and then she
Yeah.
also has the I Shall Rise exercise book. She designed. She's so creative. She's highly creative. So she designed an exercise book. It's called I Shall Rise, and she also has I Shall Rise journals for students. So they can use the journals throughout the year. And I'm saying because Boca started this as a non-profit, and it means she doesn't have enough resources to actually roll this out. So if anyone is interested in supporting this initiative of really building up the boy child, this is someone to partner with to because she's already refined the vision that she wants. So also the support of people with resources, with money, with the time to invest in, and to help in any way that they actually can. Because what she has been doing, she has been selling this and using them to sponsor the other project that she's actually running. So that is what I wanted to take out of there. So really, Boca, as we come to close this, what advice would you give to someone who is who was where you were, when you decided to pick up the pieces and put them together and redesign your life afresh the way that you want it, and you deserve right now? Okay, did I lose her? Hello, Boca, are you still there? Okay, I think somehow we may have lost Boca because I think she's frozen. So yeah, I think we have lost her there. So let's wait for a few minutes and see if we can have her back so that we can close the conversation. But while we are waiting for her to come back, this is the time after I finish with Boca, you're gonna have time to ask her questions, to comment on what she's shared. Is there something that you can relate with? Is there something that she shared that speaks to you or that speaks to your life in the past? So this is we can start this conversation while we are waiting for her to come back. So I do have some people here in the studio. I may bring one of them in if they are ready to actually come in. So I can start taking the questions that you have for her, or if it's not a question, just maybe an affirmation that you can relate. Maybe you have something that's related to what she's going through. It may not be divorce, but you can really relate on that. So let me just see who is ready to go in while we are waiting for her. Let me check if Wami is available here on the studio. Wami, are you there? I'm going to invite you here into the studio while we are waiting for Boca to come back. Okay, I don't think Wami is there. Let me see. Kelly is there. Kelly, are you there? Hello, Kileburile. Your mic is not connected. That's what it's saying. Okay, Kileburile's microphone is not connected. So let's see if Wami, can you hear me, Wami? Hello? Okay, I don't know what's going on. I can't hear all these people here on the studio. So let me see. Umukulu, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, but I'm just seeing a white head. Is that you?
It's my white head.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for joining us here on the studio. Umukulu. We just heard from Boca. I think we lost her due to internet. But if she comes in, we'll bring her in and close the interview. But you have been listening here. Is there anything that spoke to you, or that touched you that Boca shared today in her interview?
Okay, that was a very beautiful story and a very beautiful and rough journey. As one of those who saw Boca when she was training us, I know what she was going through. I have seen her, and I'm really happy to see her now. Ali happy and discovered herself now, being able to co-parent with the father of her kids. So I'm just happy for her because I have seen her, I know her. So seeing her very happy and sharing her story here is a very beautiful one for me.
Wow. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I think she's here. Let me see if we can bring her back in the studio. I'll come back to you there, Kilebuhile and Wami. Just be there on standby. Just come back from the kitchen. Don't just put on and go and cook. Come back now because I'm going to want to engage with you. So, okay. Welcome, Boka. We missed you there. I think it's internet, but we are glad you are back. So when you froze, I was asking you that
Sorry about yes.
What advice would you give to someone who is where you used to be, 6 to 5 years back? Okay, I think we are.
What I'm cutting.
Okay, continue. I think we can hear
Am
you.
I fine?
Yes.
Okay. What I can say to that person is that be authentic and do yourself justice. Start with yourself and give yourself care and attention before you can listen to the outside people. And I also say those same principle that I just shared with you.
Okay. Yes. To close this up, Boca, we live in a culture where uh, people think marriage is like an achievement. So it's something that you can tick and say,
Mm-hmm.
I'm married now. I have achieved this because I'm married, and such that people who are not married, they have so much pressure from society to get married, and people asking them, when are you getting married? And then you go hunt this marriage with everything that you have, and you get married. And then when the marriage is not working and you realize that this marriage is not working, you want to divorce again. The same society comes back and said, no, you can't divorce, it's not good. It's not good for the kids. Challenges. So why just hang in there. Just hang in there, don't divorce. And if you divorce, you become discriminated and you are labeled. So I want you to chip in there. You have been there. You have had all of these things. So what is your perspective on marriage and divorce?
Oh, yeah. I want to be clear. Marriage is good. I don't discuss marriage. It's good. But marry right. You can't marry without knowing who you are. Marriage without purpose, it's hell. So now say if we realize that you've made a wrong choice, try by all means to change together with your partner. But if it doesn't work, if it's draining you up after giving it your all, it's still okay to press the restart button. It's still okay. I always tell people that yes, the Bible says God hates divorce, but God loves life more than anything. So God still loves you even if you are divorced. Press the restart button and do things right. That's what I'll say.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you very much. Because, like you are saying, marriage is a good institution. When it's working well, it's very good that you wouldn't want to let it go. But if it's not working, really, the best thing is to move out and
Yeah.
risk all over again and have the courage. But Boka, how do you do that?
Yes.
How do you go out and divorce in this culture that discriminates against people who have divorced, especially if it's women are living, where you are not safe and you just leave your kids and you are labeled as having abandoned your kids.
Hey, when you've been in the West, because I would say that marriage subjected me to the West. So there wasn't anything that I was saying is worse than what I did outside that marriage. I perceived it for it didn't compare to the West that I've been through. So the West outside was the best for me.
Wow.
I don't know if I'm clear. I wanted the best for myself, and the best was not provided in that marriage. So I didn't care who says what. I just wanted to give myself the best.
So what I'm saying is, if you are in a marriage that's not working, listen to who you are and what you want more than what the world wants for you. So
Yes,
it's all
yes,
within you.
yes. Yeah, because they would say, be there for kids, but if you're a miserable wife, you're gonna be a bad mother. Come on. But if you are out, they can call you for you are a divorcee, but you'll be the best mother for your kids because you'll be happy.
Yeah. Okay. So I want us to use this now. I'm gonna just ask you to share with us some of the takeaways that you say you got from embarking on this journey of personal development. What would you say? Maybe 1, 2, or 3 things that you took away from this that you are now running with, even though you are not actively maybe doing some of those programs now.
One major thing that I learned from the programs is personal care. Personal care, the general wellness on its own. General wellness, taking care of your spirit, body, and mind is one of the things that I've learned from your programs coach. And not only to myself and also to my environment. I remember one of the exercises that we did was, rearranging a simple room. Because when I went through my problems, I was worried. And I remember my closet, but when I did the Ignite Spark, there was an exercise whereby you have to practically rearrange your room. So I learned that, okay, fine. For you to live purpose, you need to not only be arranged in the way you do your presentations or what, but also at home. Be presentable in everything. What you eat, exercise, though I'm still building up on that one. Eating well, codes. Yeah, sukiri. You are one person no longer, but sukiri you are too particular. So when you have a wide range of teas, green teas, ginseng tea, green ginger tea. I'm too particular. I don't just drink any tea. The same applies for diet and the exercise, the morning therapy. So I would say those are the main tools even when I'm on my own, out with my accountability partners, I'm able to pursue and go through whatever that bounces back at me. Yeah.
Wow. And then another one, is there any other one? You talked about the community. I think, can you expand on that?
The community.
Yeah, the support system from the community.
Oh yeah, the Ignite Spark community, your community. Say I've found family in them because I grew up knowing only my family, and we are taught that everything that our family says is the right thing. And now it was contrary because, like in Neribua, what they said didn't resonate in me. So in finding the Ignite Spark community, they become my family as well. And the accountability partners who are successful in their own endeavors. And anytime I can get in touch with them, learn from them without even your connections, because we are together. You introduced me to these people indirectly, and they became my support system in my road of destiny.
Wow. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much. We're going to end the interview here, and I will open the lines for questions. And then normally on Saturdays, because it was supposed to be on Friday yesterday, but because we moved to today, we do a Q&A session where we just open the line and we share, we ask questions if you've got questions, and we connect. So right now I'll open the lines for Q&A. If there's anyone on the line who wants to ask you some questions or who wants to comment on what on the story, I'm gonna give them that opportunity. And I will start. I have got 4 people here with us also in the studio. There is Wami, there is Omukolo, there is Kelebukile. So Omukolo had already shared when you were offline. So I will bring on to the line. I'll bring Kelebukile here, and then I'll bring Wami, and we'll see if there are any questions on Facebook. Then we'll bring them along.
Good morning.
Morning, Kelly.
Morning, Boca. Thank you, Coach. Sorry about earlier. What had actually happened was I was on StreamYard and Boca wasn't so clear. So I spoke to Umuhod and she said Facebook is better. So I was on both. So I switched to Facebook. So when you were asking me to comment, I had tried to get back to StreamYard, and so sorry about that. Boca, I just want to thank you for what you've shared today. And say enough for me. The first time I met you, it was at the Women's Day event that we had at Kamanga Lodge when you spoke about your journey. I was impressed then, and afterwards I bought your CD. I still have your CD
Yes.
in my car, so I do listen to it most of the
Wow.
time when I come to work. The CD that the coach was, yeah, that's
Wow.
the one that she's holding. I have that CD. Yeah, I don't know if you remember. I bought it from you, and I listened
I
to it.
remember.
It's the way you speak so calmly on it, and and I always remember how you also spoke at the event, and I was like, this is one woman who went through fires, hardship, but she didn't let it bring her down. She still
Yes.
rose. And I like your I Shall Rise campaign. I follow you also on Facebook. I like the way you motivate people. You also motivate me. So thank you for that.
Wow.
So never think sometimes when you speak, you're not speaking to people. We do hear you. We do read what you say. And your CD is just one of my favorites. Thank you so much, and keep doing what you're
Wow.
doing.
Wow. Thank you very much, Kelly. Wow.
Yeah, most welcome. Thank you so much, Kelly, for sharing that. Yes, this is a good a good audio with poems that if you have it, you put it in the car, you listen to it, and you really connect. You can connect with the message that she shares there. All right, let me bring in Wami. Are you there? Hello, Wami. Hello, Wami. Okay. I think Wami is not there. Right. So if there are no more questions for Boka, I think there is a private chat. Okay, someone said thank you so much for being vulnerable, Boka. I want you to briefly share your then life and now. No, I think we have done that. So we are not going to go back there. I've kind of helped you to thresh that out. So I think this brings us to the end of the interview, and I'll just recap what we were looking at this week. So every week in the Shift community, we have a theme. We have a thread that we talk about, that we look into. So this week, we were looking at the terror barrier. We were looking at things that are stopping us from, achieving our dreams, because we all have goals, we all have dreams that we want to pursue. And very often there's this invisible force that holds us back. You want something so badly. It's good for you, but you don't just get yourself to do it. So we looked at what it is that is really holding us back. And this is important because most of the time when we have dreams, when we have goals, they are always bigger than who we are. There are always some things that we have never done before in the past. So it's something that is new. You want it, you can envision it, but you don't know how to get there because you have never been. You have never done it. And it requires you to grow into the person who can actually do those. And this is why in my vision board workshops, I share with participants that having a vision and acquiring the things that you want is not just about material. It's actually a 3-step process. It's a be, do, have process. First, you need to become the person who can do the things that will give you what you want. So it starts with that initial growth of really growing into the person who can do things. And that's uncomfortable. So that's why we don't actually get to do it. We know what we want, we dream, we do those vision boards, but we don't do it because it requires us to step outside the comfort zone. Because we always say that growth happens outside our comfort zones. And that comfort zone, that is where growth needs to take place. And everything that we want is. But we all know the comfort zone is comfortable. We don't want to get out of doing the things is that we know that we've been conditioned to do. So we kind of hang on there. We kind of stay there for too long. And we all know that our comfort zone are actually, a reflection of our conditioning. The things that society has taught us, that maybe our parents have taught us, our teachers. And we are so conditioned and we do it with less effort that we just want to be there. We are comfortable there, but yet we are yearning and longing for better things, longing for more things, but we don't want to put ourselves into that process of actually doing it. And we talked about how the comfort zone is actually mentality of settling, where you are settling for less than what you want and what you deserve, because it's easy where you are. Always have that desire wanting to be expressed, through you, and that's through taking action. But every time when we want to take action, there is something that happens. We kind of hit that terror barrier, and that's what we talked about. I took you through the terror barrier. That it is that zone, outside the comfort zone, where you are subject to a flow of negative and healthy emotions that you experience instantly when you want to take a leap, when you want to take the next step, when you want to do something that you've never done before. We feel it in different ways. Some feel the gut, like the butterflies, some having diarrhea, some women get into time, start having those headaches and all of it. And that is the terror barrier. That is the terror barrier. And whenever you want to step out of your comfort zone, you go through all those 4 stages. So this is the comfort stage, where you are saying, no, I'm happy where I'm at. I don't need to change. And when you see my post on Facebook about change, say, can't this woman, why want all of us to change? Now I'm happy where I am. You are just giving yourself those excuses to feel good. Then when you sit back, you start reasoning and say, you know what? Actually, I think she's right. I think I deserve more than this. I want more. I've been at this job for 20 years doing the same thing. I need to disrupt myself and change jobs. I need to start the business that I've been dreaming about. I need to end this relationship. And then when you feel like, yes, I want more and I'm ready to do it, then the terror barrier sets in and you say, oh my God, I can't do this. You start hearing those words, I'm not good enough. I don't have the time to do it. I don't have the money. All of these are fear. These excuses are actually, the fear is manifesting all these excuses. No, I'm not good enough. No, I don't think she's qualified. So I'm waiting to see if people get results. Who has she coached? You start now challenging the person who's supposed to help you. Are they qualified? All of this, that's fear. And in life, most people live their life from the first 3 stages, 1, 2, 3. They never step to the 4th one, which is freedom. Freedom is always said, oh, I can actually do it. It's not easy, but actually it's better. Someone has done it before, or I can get help to do it. Most people live between the first 3 stages, 1, 2, 3. They're always, they're preparing, they're aiming, and they never fire. They never fire. So 1, 2, 3, you start something, you don't see it happening, you don't step through the terror barrier, you quit, you start another thing again, you keep on starting and never finishing. And that's the terror barrier. That is fear. So like what Abraham Maslow said, that whenever we face change, we either step forward into growth or backward into safety. So that is when you hit the terror barrier, you need to decide whether you are going beyond the terror barrier into growth, or you retreat back into safety, into the comfort zone that you know. And we looked at how can we break through this terror barrier to freedom. And we talked about two things that you can do, which is that you need to know. One is to understand that actually fear is not real. You are just becoming aware of the vibrations that are in the body when you start tapping into that new awareness of what you want to do. So fear is becoming aware of how your body is responding to that decision that you actually want to do. And if you want to break through fear, then you need to start taking action. So the moment that you take action, that's when now you start replacing fear, with action. So you replace fear with confidence. And the more you become confident in doing those things, then you realize that you can actually do it. And then the second thing is that the goal or the thing that you want to do needs to be something that you want so badly that it's worth failing for, that is worth taking that step and becoming comfortable with whatever results that you are going to get. That even if you fail, even if you don't get it the first time, then you can evaluate and learn other ways of doing it and continue the journey. So that is really what you want to do. You want those two things. You need understanding of what's going on, what is causing those butterflies in your stomach, what is upsetting your gut when you want to take a step, and realize that you are becoming aware of that. Your body realizes that you are taking this leap, you are doing this, something that you have never actually done before. So once you understand that, that's what will give you the courage to step, into growth mode, to go beyond the terror barrier and actually step into freedom of being able to do that which you want to do. So that's what we are talking about this week, that when you are in the dark, you don't try and reduce the dark or compete with the dark. No, you introduce light. And the more you introduce light, the more the light displaces, the dark. So the same thing with fear. When you focus on the fear, you feed it. But when you focus on growth, you kind of now step into your confidence. You replace a fear with confidence. And then it follows with taking action. So once you start taking action, now you build yourself up, you build your self-confidence, you build your self-esteem, and you build a trust on yourself that you can actually do that. So that's what we're talking about this week. And I am here to take any questions or any insights relating to that topic. So if you want to share on that, talk about that, you can comment there on the thread. If you are on live stream, you can comment there. If you are here on the studio, I can bring you in so that you can engage. And I don't know if Wami is still here. I've tried to bring in Wami. I can see Wami is here in the studio. Wami, are you there? Hello, Wami. Okay, I don't know what's going on with her, so I will let that. So if there are no other questions, if there are no other comments, I am going to end this session. I'm not going to allow it to go on and on like we've done in the past. So we can, okay, there's a question there. Where can we find Boca's poem? Okay. One thing that you can do is you can follow Boca on Facebook. She has her own personal profile at Boca Molf, BOCA, Molf at MOLF. That's her name on social media. And she also has a business page on I Shall Rise. So you can go there and like the I Shall Rise page and follow the work that she's actually doing. And if you want to buy some of her books or her audios, you can contact this number, 71650089. 71650089. I will share that on the on the description of this live stream when it's over. And also, if you want to partner with Boca, you want to support Boca's mentorship program with mentoring young boys. You can also contact her through the I Shall Rise Facebook page. And there's one thing that I didn't share also. Boca has been working on other books, and I think during lockdown, she worked on a book. So she's about to launch another book within this second quarter of the year. So look out for the launch of Boca's second book before the end of the year. I don't know how soon that is going to be, but I know she was working on a book that is going to be published very soon. So thank you so much, everyone who is here. Thank you for your time, those who stayed with us through this live stream. And if you are listening to or watching the recording, thank you so much. We appreciate your followership. We appreciate your time. We know there are so many things that you could be doing, but you decided to be with us today. We don't take that lightly. We value it. Thank you so much. My name is Hannah Lecha. I am your host. I look forward to seeing you again next week, Friday, when we interview another guest here in the community. Otherwise, have a great weekend. I don't know what you're going to do for me. This afternoon, I'm going to pamper myself. I have booked a massage spa, a complete massage spa. I'm going to go into the sauna and then do a hot stone massage. So that's one of my favorites. So I look forward to this afternoon to do that. Like Boca has mentioned, self-care is something that I take very lightly. I work hard, but I also take care of myself and I play hard when the time allows. So work hard, play hard, take care of yourself. You know, normally we talk about work hard and play hard, but we leave the self-care. So take care of yourself as well. Thank you so much, Game Changers. See you in the shift. Bye.